Life partnerships. Yes, we're going to talk about it from a self-empowered human being, woman here. Inner child didn't disconnect from it. Our episode is live. So when your inner child lives, you do not need to reparent. You do not have, therefore, unfinished business. So you won't be marrying, in fact, not really. How can I break it down? So I was not trauma and attachment informed when I was a teenager. I grew up with Jesus and God, and I do live, as anybody else does, in a monogamous, couple-centric environment, which completely doesn't match the way that I love. And today I'm like, thank goodness we got polyamory, because seriously, it's a lot more representative for those of us who know relationship anarchy and non-hierarchical, which is every person that you will have a special bond with. It stays that way until it's recalibrated and or not. It depends. So obviously we don't there's not the capacity to hold more than a certain amount of space for anyone, because 24 hours is what you live. But FYI, this is not about polyamory necessarily. It's going to be about monoamory, and no, monotheistic, we're not going to talk about that. So if you're a person who is very strict in your rules, you're probably not going to enjoy this conversation. But till death do us part, and sickness and in health doesn't mean that you need to give up on your emotional well-being. And in fact, the part that is sad is seeing a lot of teenagers that are grown-ups online thinking that going to a breakup coach or criticizing attachment avoidance, or using all of these words, the labels, the identifiers, and grouping each other up is what, life partnership is about. So we're going to just talk about what life from a free inner child spirit is about, and you can stick around or not. Okay, it's food for thought. So yes, life partnerships. Oh, you can't be a life partner if you can't talk to me. So that's number one, direct communicators. And therefore you're going to have to be emotionally aware, which a lot of grown-ups, I say teenagers, but I mean grown-ups that are still teenagers, because I met teenagers who lied in my face, behind my back, all of it, and all they could say was, I was afraid, Maria. I was like, really? I'm 4'9". I'm not really sure what you're afraid of. I'm going to beat you up. But see, an inner child who's always just building a snowman, we don't have attachment, envy, or jealousy. We don't have resentment. I have a twin. I would never in a million years be jealous of my twin. I was raised by a mother, and am raised still, because she'll still treat me like her child. And that's fair and square. I tell her, you're my mom, like my sisters. You're my sisters. You're not my friends. We have a different dynamic, But anyways, that's a side note. Life partners, they are for sure, because we get to put up with each other. That's the whole point. You're never alone. We're mammals. So the people who say, I'm alone, yeah, okay, I don't believe in love, and then they go about their business actually building long-term relationships, so they are just lying in your face about not believing love. And that's the whole inconsistency, though, of a person who, when you do not have a secure attachment style, so insecure attachment styles, they need support with knowing themselves better. But the thing is, they will actually project at you. So avoidant attachment men and the narcissistic man and the dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant, in all cases, see, this is where self-empowered women, we're going to talk about that one later. I knew, thank you, Jesus, forgive them for they do not know, but not because somebody did something wrong. Don't cast a stone. My inner child consents. You are going to be you. It's beautiful to have you just as you are. Accept, love, and respect you, because I know healthy boundaries. And so the way you are is a example, if you're unkind to me, of your inner child not being alive. So you're not going to know how to be a welcoming home and how to actually communicate, which is what's going to make you not a life partner at all. You're going to be a person who, as the seasons change and time goes by, I'm going to read this. This is a beautiful one. It's not mine. It's Stravina. There is one day a year when we can reflect on our life. This is for birthday celebrations, which people will be okay with missing out on, or making promises that they then don't keep, right? So we all know those. Without worry that youth is wasted on the young, without concern for the things we should have done. Yes, the whole regret. There's no regret for people who have an inner child that lives, because it's called being conscious. A conscious lover is a life partner. The ones who have unfinished business, those are the insecure attachment styles, and they actually, with attachment wounds, can go to good therapists like Tara Real. Some of us, like I said, we just love and enjoy, so we make promises like potshine, we keep them because our love is free. But of course there are conditions, but not the same conditions that others have. It's more of, I have 24 hours, the solo polyamory community. Who am I going to spend it with? Let me think. Mature, emotionally speaking men who are also mentally mature. Yep, I'm going to say 5D educators and 5D mystics in the Enlightenment Soul Age group. It's a person who knows their inner child. It lives. They have what is called the restorative embodiment. Any person can achieve this, by the way. It's not a special gift. Mysticism is beautiful for those of us who experience, understand, and perceive it. And I love my past regression downloads, my Akashic record readings, and everything that I support those who are on a personal development journey. So they know that life partnership means not I'm going to subject myself to have a ball and a chain and, use stereotypes in movies, a bat cave, Batman, whatever, things, gender stereotypes. They really are so lame, limited. You know what? It's very interesting when people think passion is all about that, the fucking, the drinking, the drugging stuff, which is really from the shame cycle. And there's the human suffering love group who, what I should say, though, is insecure attachment style. It's not their, again, fault that they have a nervous system that the first year of life did not get that consistent contingent communication. So they get used to thinking that adrenaline rushes and a lot more that is really not in their, So there's a lot of great therapists that are helping people if they want to get into their inner well-being, but then they go around saying, oh no, but they're now hating on attachment avoidant people. I'm going to make a group and make sure they can know how we just stay in this way of a heartbreak, gut wrench. So it's like, okay, your inner well-being. Oh, I forgot. They complain about journaling and mindfulness. They don't want to do the personal development stuff because they're doing an okay job already. And it sounds, again, like teenagers to me, because that's where I heard people complaining about learning how to be, expanded. And then I think about Pinocchio with the ears and the tail. It's called a shame cycle, but really, I'm going to say human suffering love is a group of people that want to live life like Hangover or Mean Girl. No, they think life is that. And when you tell them about like Poly Secure or what love really is, which is not that it's only between you and I. No, it's first of all here. So if I'm securely attached, I'm a good safe haven, secure base. I'm a good life partner because I won't lie to you in your face. No, I'll tell you everything in your face. And then when you lie to me, I'm going to be able to say, I think that Pachas learn how not to do any of that because, again, there's good therapists for people who, if they want to, they can reclaim their inner child by learning, oh, look, was I unkind to somebody? Was I a liar to somebody? Was I a coward? And so, it's not about not having compassion. Thank you, Janina Fisher. They all become misanthropists, misogynists, misandronists, all of it. And the misogynist, I avoid marriage. I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. Yeah, sure you are. That's what they like to say. Oh, let's finish this one. Without concern for the things we should have done. Yes, those who don't get their inner child back, they have regret, they reminisce, but instead celebrate all that we have experienced, that every year we know more and we love better. That is a sure thing when you own your heart, because your inner child is your heart. So you're not on Elsa's journey, which is why you're not like, oh my God, they gave me some scars. Life partners are the people who stick around. You'll notice it by their actions, which is why you don't think 3 months in, oh, they promised me a fairy tale. I'm going to ruminate about it and call them a piece of shit. No, if they have an attachment wound or, again, narcissism, they need a good therapist. We have compassion. They're surrounded for the 5 minutes. I surround all of them with a good therapist. So every year we know more and more love. Yes. And one day a year, yes, you celebrate life and all its beauty because that day signifies where we started and how far we have come. It's nice when people celebrate with you life, like every year, and they emotionally love to say, hey, happy birthday, right? So some people, though, they don't want to be a safe haven, secure base. And that's okay, because that's what it's called, to have a mismatch of attachment desires. Okay, so when people don't know how to love their self first, and therefore their inner child does not live, they're not going to be able to bring to you a life partnership because the direct communication is not going to happen. And they're also not going to learn to self-regulate and tell you about their emotional plane. They're going to project it at you, or they're going to just keep it. The wrong silence is when people choose not to talk about things, and then some, they choose to stay in relationships that are in the middle ground. But, that's for those. For the human love group, we learn how to be passionate together, and that's because we get to be our inner child, being yourself, direct communication, emotional awareness, accountability, self-regulation skills. It's personal development over here. And let's, again, be kind to those who do not know about good therapy yet.